To the Democratic Republic of Congo now. At least 14 UN peacekeepers have been killed and dozens more wounded in an attack in the east of the country. That's according to UN officials. The slain and wounded peacekeepers are from Tanzania. Medical evacuations are currently underway in North Kivu province. Details of the attack remain unclear at this stage. It's believed that ADF rebels launched an assault on the peacekeepers. The UN mission in the country is the largest peacekeeping mission in the world. UN Chief Antonio Guterres has expressed his outrage at the attack. He's called it a war crime.
Today is a very tragic day for the UN family, and you'll allow me to say a few words in relation to the tragedy that just occurred with our peacekeepers in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And I want to express my outrage and utter heartbreak at last night's attack on the United Nations peacekeepers in the DRC. Early indications from the site of the attack in North Kivu indicate that at least 12 Tanzanian peacekeepers were killed and at least 40 injured, 4 of them critically. And we also understand that at least 5 members of the armed forces of the Democratic Republic of Congo were killed. I offer my deepest condolences to the families and loved ones of the victims and to the government and people of Tanzania. And I wish a speedy recovery to all those injured.
Worrying developments there out of the DRC. Let's get you more on that story. I'm joined live from Dar es Salaam by our correspondent Dan Ashby. Dan, has there been any confirmation or reaction to the deaths of these peacekeepers from Tanzanian authorities?
Yes, well, reaction, to be honest, coming in from all over Tanzania. I think people just cannot believe what has happened, expressing their grief and disbelief, but also some reaction from a government minister, January Makamba, the Environment Secretary. He says this is a terrible tragedy, sends his sympathy and thoughts to the families, and says that he hopes that God will give those killed some rest. Also reaction from leading politicians like Zito Kabwe. He came out and said that he will always be with the men and women who serve their country in uniform. But not just politicians, all types of people reacting in the last hour, like I say, really expressing their disbelief that at least 12 Tanzanians have been killed.
And then just how many peacekeepers does Tanzania have in the DRC?
Well, more than 1,200 Tanzanian peacekeepers are working in the DRC, and we know that at least 100 are working in the intervention brigade. That's the more dangerous, risky work, of course, that brigade that has the mandate to be aggressive, which is very unusual for the UN, to stabilize the area, to try to keep the peace and attack if needs be. So it's risky work, and we know that Tanzanian forces have even been doing 24/7 patrols around the Goma area, which has been a site of the attack. But Tanzania prides itself on its peace history, its peacefulness, and being a bastion of peace in the region. So many people here are very proud of the work that those soldiers do, but of course will be grieving tonight for the families as well.
Dan Ashby live for us in Dar es Salaam. Thank you, Dan.